In this video, I'm going to be talking about responsibility. If you can be responsible for your circumstances and your character, you can change it. You can change your circumstance, you can change your character. And this is because imagination creates reality. And imagination doesn't operate itself. You operate imagination. Okay? By being somebody new in your mind, in your consciousness, and your awareness, just mentally, right, within, these are not just synonyms, because we're just talking about within. If you can be a new self-concept, a new identity, and stay therein, it'll show up. So we're going to go over how to do this, okay? If you're ready to learn and apply, stay. If you're not ready to learn and apply, do not watch the video because you won't get any results. You will only get results if you steadily apply, habitually apply, okay? Then you'll be a conscious, self-aware manifester. You're already a master manifester. Everything around you, you've manifested, whether you know it or you're not, or you don't. All right, now, let's start with the first topic, which is everything comes from your imagination and being, okay? Then the other two topics that we'll talk about is getting into being and optimal character, okay? Optimal character that's going to help you also manifest and reach your dreams, okay? Now, for taking responsibility, you have to acknowledge that everything comes from you. You. And this topic came to me from a sentence that I read from Neville Goddard's book. I forget which book it is. I think it's the Law and the Promise. It's before getting into the stories. All right. He says, if you don't like something in your life, then you can change it. Okay, you know that you can change it through your imagination. This is wisdom. This is knowing. This is living life. If you don't like something in your life, you can change it, no matter what it is. Okay, maybe you want to travel. Start imagining yourself being at those places that you want to travel. Don't worry about the money. The money will come. It might even be free. You might get like a year's worth of traveling through a company, an airplane company. I don't know the companies. That's why I didn't list off a bunch of them. Okay, it's you. It's your responsibility. Okay, your responsibility because you operate imagination. You are the operant power. Everything is imagination pushed out. Everything is a thought pushed out. All right. And your character is also your responsibility. The way you behave, the way you respond to circumstance. So we're going to go over towards the end. Stay to the end because I'm going to talk about the optimal character that you can adopt. Okay? To manifest anything, okay, you must be it habitually. All right? You must be it habitually. You must take on your character. And your character is your destiny. Okay? So it first starts from a thought. Okay? A thought becomes habit when you think about it over and over again. So now you're being something, right? You decide to be something. Let the weak man say, I am strong. Let the poor man say, I am rich. Let the unhealthy man say, I am healthy. Let the single man or the man who has no baddies in his life say, I have a lot of baddies in my life. That's all we're doing is changing one identity to another. That's all we're doing. Manifesting is all about changing your identity. It's not about, somebody said going shopping. It's not about, affirmations, imagination. It's about identity. Affirmations, imagination, it's all about helping you change your self-concept, your identity, who you are being, okay? And then when you decide that, you got to do this habitually. You got to be this person habitually. When you are this person habitually, you'll start taking certain actions that come from your hunches or maybe not. Okay, maybe it's a different type of manifestation. if you're manifesting, say, tacos, like I manifested before, I just imagine myself eating tacos, and it was early, and I didn't know how I was gonna get them, so I just gonna manifest them. So I was eating tacos, and I started getting ready to do a video, and I've said this before. Then my neighbor knocks on the door. He's like, "Hey man, I got some tacos. You want some?" The lady that down the street gave them to me. She said to hand them out to people that haven't tried them. So try them. If you like them, you can go buy some more over there, in the future. He gave me like 6 tacos. I ate my fill. Manifested almost instantly. Did I have to adopt any character? Did I have to like be it habitually? No. Things happen. Oh shit! I hit myself pretty hard in the private part. But it happens right away. It could happen right away. Sometimes it doesn't. And now for manifesting being in shape, having a big, strong, muscular body, I got into CrossFit. And I met a lot of people who are like me over there too, who are into fitness, who are strong, beautiful, etc., etc., cool, awesome. And yeah. So I adopted the characteristics of being a CrossFitter, right? Lifting heavy weight, doing certain movements to create that body that I had in my imagination. And I noticed that the men who actually take CrossFit seriously, the nutrition, the workouts, they're huge. They look good, super super good. That's the body that I want. And a lot of the girls there take it serious too, and so they look like the body that I want, but like in a woman version, in a woman version. I'm like, if she looks like that, I can look like 2 times better because men have more testosterone, more muscle ability, more muscle growing ability. All right, now those are just examples of being and how it can manifest just by being. Okay, when I imagined the tacos, I was the person eating tacos. That was my identity. So I killed the identity of the hungry man who didn't have tacos, and I became in my imagination the man who's eating tacos. It was no longer hungry because I ate a few tacos in my imagination, and then it happened physically. Okay, with the body, I was being the big muscular guy with the huge traps and muscles. As I saw myself in the mirror and I looked at my muscles, right? Because I had adopted the body of, and it was a more thicker version of the Silver Surfer. Silver Surfer. He's like he's a superhero. I think he's in the X-Men Silver Surfer. It's a pretty cool hero. So I got a picture of him, put it on my vision board, and I started seeing myself with it, like the body with it. I started seeing myself with that body. Okay, that's how I adopted being that identity. And it's crazy how the universe works because it'll guide you towards doing something so effortlessly. Okay, the money will come. Like I started doing CrossFit and I started earning more money because CrossFit's about $200 a month. So I paid $200 a month and my income went up like crazy. It went up like out of nowhere. And then I saw like 2 baddies like at a bank. There's a bank by the CrossFit gym. And I don't know if they came out of CrossFit. I just know that I saw them at the bank and I'm like, damn. And then I looked to the left and I was all like, because it's right next to it. I looked to the left and it said La Puente CrossFit. I'm like, oh shit, I want to go there. I want to learn all those power building moves, and there's gonna be baddies. So I'm like, let's do it. And so later that day, I went back. So I think it was during my lunch that I stopped by there because there was a supermarket next door, right next to the CrossFit gym. And at that time, I was imagining myself being with the big physique, and my physique, I got the abs, I got the bigger physique. It's amazing. So I started taking on new habits and new actions. And it was amazing. I really wanted it. I want to be in shape. I want to look muscular. I want to be strong. So, no brainer. And so the universe makes stuff happen for you. If it wasn't for those girls, I probably would have never seen that place. Because it's kind of like hidden. Not hidden, but there's like so many other stores. There's so many other stores there. So, just be and begin to be. That's what become means. Be and become. It means begin to be. In consciousness, be that person. Okay, and I like doing this because you're here, logically thinking you're this person, and then you're feeling it. Here's the solar plexus. Here's the feeling mind. All right. You do this with everything, with being in a relationship. That's what you want, or being with multiple people. That's what you want. And that's for money, for happiness, for anything, for playing a guitar. Anything. You have to be the person who already has it, who's already doing it, and be it habitually. Because when you be it habitually, that becomes your character. The actions required to accomplish the destiny, which is your vision, which is that imaginal act. That's your destiny. Your destiny is whatever you're seeing in your imagination, because it will get pushed out. It is law, whether you believe it, whether you don't believe it, whether you feel in a positive vibe, whether you're in a negative vibe. It's gonna show up. Imagination always shows up. It's not about belief. It's a law. I like the story of Elmer O. Locker Jr. Okay, so that's the grandpa of David, and David created his YouTube channel on teaching the stuff that I'm teaching. Imagination, law of assumption, and he talks about how his grandpa didn't believe Neville Goddard was real. He thought he was a scam. And so he imagined himself. Neville Goddard told him, hey, just do this for a week. Let me know if it happens. Just come back. He imagined himself every night walking up a ladder before he went to bed. So he would close his eyes, imagine himself walking up a ladder. He eventually got to his mom's home where they needed help, and mom asked him to walk up a ladder. So the universe, just like me, made it so much that he would be directed to that place easily and effortlessly, and then he would do the thing willingly. Like almost inevitable. If he wanted to be a dick and say, no, mom, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you and dad. I'm not going to go up this ladder and help dad on the roof, which he probably has a good relationship with his family, so he wouldn't do that. He'd be like, okay, cool, I got you. I got it. No need to worry. I'm going to walk up this ladder and help you guys because you're my mom and you're my dad, and I love you. And so that's why I like that story. It's a reminder that you don't have to believe this. You don't have to believe it. It's going to show up. Therefore, imagine the most beautiful scenes that you can ever imagine. Imagine them, see them, because they're going to show up. So that's again going back to habitually thinking positively, habitually thinking about the positive outcome. Okay, and then that becomes your character, who you are, and it becomes your destiny. There's a amazing quote. I think it's by I forget his name. Emerson, Ralph Waldo Emerson, and this is a more abbreviated version. He says, reap a thought, you reap an action. You reap an action, you reap a habit. You reap a habit, you reap a character. You reap a character, you reap a destiny. Okay. Because let's say, for example, when I went to college, and I used to imagine myself being in a university, the action that came to me was study, read books, read words that you don't understand, write essays about what you read, and so when I was incarcerated, that's what I would do. That became my habit. When I got out, I went to college. Even during the breaks, even on the weekends, I would read and write, and so it became not only my character, it's who I was, what I did. It's what I did, and it's part of my character. So I became very industrious with reading and writing. That was my character. I embodied that type of action. It was a characteristic. Miguel is a industrious student. Industrious means hardworking student, right? But it was effortless. It's just I've always did it. I always did it daily. It's who I was. And I was destined to flourish in college because when they asked me to do an essay, a 1-page essay, done. 10-page essay, done. 60-page essay, done. Why? Because every day I'm writing. So if I needed to do a 60-page essay and I have 4 months, which is what is it? 120, I think it's 120 days. I'll finish it in 2 months, in 60 days. Why? Because every day I'm writing at least a page or more. So I'll have it done. It became my character. It's who I am. I'm not forcing, I'm not trying to be a good student. I am a student. I have been a good student, industrious student. From the moment that I created the self-concept, the conception of the idea, I saw myself already in college being successful in my imagination. And from that standpoint, which was my destiny, I started the actions, the habits, the character, and then it came out in time and space. It reflected on time and space. Neville Goddard would say that everything that I did was automatic. It wasn't even me consciously doing. It's just like how your heart is pumping automatically. Those actions become automatically because that's who you are. That's how everything happens. You think I consciously worked hard to get my physique? No, it's like automatic. It's so effortless. You think I worked so hard to get those tacos that I manifested? No, the universe brought it to me. Brought it to me on my lap. Do you think I had to work hard for the $25,000 that my attorney gave me for bringing him clients? No, I just I just saw friends who needed help, and hey man, do you need? I referred my friend over there. They need help. Okay, you think that was hard work? No, it's not. It's automatic. We think it's like work. It's automatic. It's just affirm the things that you want to be. Affirm. Do an affirmation or see yourself being that person. Okay? Adopt those actions, make them habits, and make a character. But know it all comes from your thought, the vision, the image that you hold in your mind. All right? Sometimes you don't have to do anything. So just FYI. Sometimes you don't have to do anything. Just go on about your day. Whatever other goals or visions you're manifesting, do them. Okay? So it's all about being. It's all about being, and then feel like you have it. Because when you use your imagination or the affirmation, you are being and you're feeling it to be true. So you're being and feeling. And that's where manifesting comes from. Thought and feeling. Feeling precedes manifestation. And feeling comes from your thought, the choice that you made. Okay? So thought and feeling precedes manifestation. Not the other way. Not manifestation happens, and then you finally adopt the identity and you feel like that person. No, it doesn't work that way. People who are stuck in certain ways of living, they see the result and they feel like they have it, and they just stay in that loop. It's a perpetual loop. Okay, but you could get out of it. Imagination is your savior. You're your own savior. Okay. Yet again, topic of this video: take responsibility for circumstances and your character. When you take responsibility for it, now you can change it. You're responsible for it. No one else. No thing outside of you. No thing outside of you. Nothing outside of you is responsible for your circumstances or your character. The way you feel. Nothing. All right, so let's talk about optimal character. If nothing is outside of you controls your emotions, then you can choose what emotions you want to be. High vibe, low vibe. And high vibe, or being in a positive internal state, creates easy acceptance of positive beliefs. Like, I can accomplish anything. I can have this. I'm worthy of this. Because you're in a positive state. I can do this. Let's go. Let's run it. Versus being in a negative, depressed state, and you're telling yourself, I got this, I can do this. Where's the energy? You don't have the energy. You need to be in a positive internal state to then really allow these ideas to come into your subconscious mind and feel it to be true. Because when you're in a low vibe, you're not being congruent. You can't be like, I can accomplish anything. It feels sad. It's not congruent. It's like when you pretend to be confident. When a guy who's not confident goes up to a woman, you walk up, first she stares at you and you get like, oh, nervous, and then they feel nervous, like, oh, this guy's super nervous, it's super weird, I'm out of here, because your vibration is negative. And women are very sensitive to energy because they have to be more careful of who they're around with, because if you're super dangerous, If you're super emotional, you're super dangerous because you can't control your emotions. You're gonna get angry and stuff like that, and then hurt them. Even with men around other men, if there's a man who can't control his emotions, he's a very, 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 very dangerous man. The man who cannot control his emotions, who's over here and angry and like that, very dangerous man, to himself, to his family, to society. But I'm not around those type of people. So if you are that type of person, then you have those type of people around you. And if you have those type of people around you, you can start being calm and like get those energies out. If you do have people around you and like that, it's because your energy is like that. You know, your energy is like that. Your energy is like that. Okay. Birds of a feather flock together. You attract who you are. All right. All right. So the optimal character, and this is why I said to the end, is being calm and grounded. Let's say the world is on fire. When you're calm and grounded, or just chill, being a chill dude, you're just like whatever, like boom. And if things are going south or they don't look positive, you can be in a positive state. This is what Viktor Frankl talks about when he says, between stimulus and response, you have the freedom and power to choose a response. Okay, this is a Jewish man who was in a concentration camp. And he knew he was going to get out of the concentration camp because he imagined himself like teaching the lectures and stuff like that. Because he was a professor, so he knew he was going to go back to it. That it was just temporary. He would imagine that. And that's what you have to do. As the world is burning, figuratively speaking, or things are not like the way you want it to be, use your imagination, assume your new identity of having what you desire, okay, because it's your responsibility. If you don't like something in your circumstance or in your character, change it. All right, change it. Like a little life update. I did a ChatGPT question because I was kind of like wondering why this happened. Like, I wanted to talk to somebody, and I saw that Justin Gaethje, the UFC fighter, had asked ChatGPT to give him some advice about the fight. And so ChatGPT is just basically all the data that we have in the web, and so it comes up with a very astute answer, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And so, and options. And so I told ChatGPT, like, hey, why is this girl, first giving positive signs, then negative signs, then positive signs, then negative signs? What's going on? And then ChatGPT, told me there's unresolved tension, And I was speaking to ChatGPT, and I told ChatGPT my choice, to be with this person intimately. So when I did that, it kind of like changed the reality. And again, remember, when things are not going your way, you got to still adopt the identity. So I'm adopting the identity, but also wanted to see what ChatGPT was going to say. And it said, there's unresolved tension, which is sexual tension and attraction. And she doesn't know how to go about it. It could be that she's not ready. So that there's just positive signs and like close off signs. And there's only positive signs when I'm like kind of distant. Like if I do a nod, she'll smile. But if I go come up, she'll be like, oh, run, And after that, and I'm very good at energy. I'm very calm and grounded, so I can see these changes in energy. And I'm like, okay. I'm just like, all right. And so I wanted to see what ChatGPT said, and it said, just be, give the person the space. You've done nothing wrong, You know where you stand. You've shown your intentions, and you know your intentions, you know your energy. That's okay, but now don't act on them, because these signs are very they're barriers. She's putting barriers for whatever reason, even though there's signs of attraction like smiling, looking at me. There's barriers for a reason, so let those barriers just be there. You could forget about it, or just allow her to make a move, and That can happen. What you must not do is be aggressive or I want to say off-putting, like angry, like dissing her, which I haven't. I'm just like distant. I'm distant because you want to be distant. I'll be distant. That's fine. I'll give you that space. I know boundaries. I respect the boundaries, especially by being grounded. By being grounded, being able to read energy, I can do that. And so ChatGPT really helped me out with that and understanding that how grounding is very, very important. Just be grounded. Be calm. Calm is not being super, super high up here or super, super down low. It's just being present, being calm. And when you're calm and present, you can control your mind, thoughts, and imagination. And from this point, you can start manifesting your truest desires. And manifesting is easy when you really, really want what you desire. If you don't want it, you can't really close your eyes and let's say, I don't want to go to France. But what the fuck am I gonna do in France? Okay, so if I try like imagine being in France, seeing the Paris, I'm like, oh, like what the heck? I don't want to do that every day. But if it's like reaffirming I'm with this person, oh hell yeah, come on, let me see, what would I do? What do I want to possess and express? And then possess and express what I want to possess and express with this person or object, whatever it is that you want. Money, health, wealth. It doesn't have to be a thing. It doesn't have to be a person. It could be a state of mind. Character, calmness. I am calm. How do I feel now that I'm calm? How do I feel now that I'm grounded? How do I feel now that I'm high vibration, high vibe? Okay, because being on these states of calmness, of being grounded, it's really everything. It's really everything. It's going back to being self-validated. Acknowledging the way you feel. Accepting the way you feel. And if you don't like the way you feel, you can change it. But it's valid. Yeah, I don't feel this way. Okay, acknowledging it. Self-reflection. Let me change the way I feel then. All right? And the best characteristic is being grounded. Grounded, grounded, grounded. You could call it calm. You could call it being cool, being chill, and being calm and chill is very, 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 very valuable. Not only for women, but for those around you. Because if you're emotionally unstable, damn, that's crazy. I don't even experience that stuff. Like, 'cause I'm only living here. I'm experiencing here. If I do run into somebody who's like kind of emotionally unstable at the moment, it's only for a little moment. It's like brief kind of like interaction, and then I'm out. So I'm not gonna stay around. I'm not gonna stay around, and I don't have to stay around. Yeah, you can acknowledge, yeah, I can tell that you're feeling this way right now. Yeah, okay, I hear you. I hear you. Acknowledge them, and then be like, all right, I got to get going though. I wish you the best. Bang, leave. You got your own life. Unless you're with a partner, then you're like, you must kind of be there with them. In an intimate relationship, you live together. This person's maybe on a lower vibe right now for whatever reason. Something happened. You're stable. You're not gonna reflect back the emotion. If this person's angry, you're not getting angry too. You'd be like, hey, you're angry. It's okay to be angry, But now it's up to you to. Now it's your choice to change it. You can change it, That's it. You can't change it for them, but recognize them, encourage them, support them, and love them no matter what. That's what an intimate relationship is all about. It's unconditional, just like love. Like even though family love, my parents, even though they done so many things to me, both good and bad. I'm not like. What was I going with this? It's unconditional. I'm not just gonna abandon them. I could give them space, but not just because they did one thing. I'm just gonna abandon them. That's what family's about. That's what I love about family. At least Mexican families, we're pretty close. At least my Mexican family. So I hope you like this one. We went over taking responsibility by recognizing that everything is you pushed out, everything is your imagination, your choice, your habits, your character, your destiny. Okay, but it all starts with the choice, with the thought of your vision of what you're imagining. Okay, and then from there, just be it habitually. And lastly, the optimal character is being calm and grounded, not being swayed back and forth, positive, negative, because of circumstance. You are the creator of circumstance. And by being calm, you can start controlling the way you feel, by acknowledging the way you feel, knowing that you're in a negative or in a positive vibe, and then going from there. Okay, if you want me to talk about certain topics, let me know. I'll go over them. Today was this is an interesting topic today. A lot of people don't talk about being calm and grounded because when you're calm and grounded, you can close your eyes and start imagining what you want. And you don't have to really get into a state of kinesthesia because you're already calm. You can get into a state of kinesthesia, which is a calm state, nevertheless. And yeah, master your life. Get everything you want. Hope you like this one. Make sure to check out the description box if you want books on manifesting, fitness, self-validation. I've written books and articles. I write nearly daily on Medium. And yeah, all right. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe so the algorithm sends you more videos of mine and videos like this that will help you improve your life. Peace.